Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What do I do on these videos? Well, I take a model kit and I show you how to put them together. This helps anyone that has difficulties reading instructions or with dyslexia, or anyone just looks at a model kit and goes, oh, that's a bit much. You know, this is a visual way to help you guys out and make things a little bit easier for you. Easier it is for you, the more kits you put together, bigger armies get, you know, bigger games you can play, more enjoyment, more fun. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so what am I building today? Some of you can already see and I would know what these are. These are Blood Crushers of Khorne. Okay, some amazing models. When you look at that and go, oh, is that going to be easy to put together? You know, this is very straightforward. And in fact, there's only 3 models in here. And all I'd have to do is pretty much show you one model. Because the other ones are just an arm swap. Yeah, it's just a different arm. Oh, different head as well, but it's the same sort of thing. Okay, so obviously I know the Juggernauts themselves have different heads, but it all goes into model the same way. Okay, so there's no panic. So what I'm going to do is show you one on camera. It's going to be very, very easy, very simple, straightforward, and then I'll put the other 2 together off camera. Okay, so as always, before you even look at the sprues, because I haven't got them out of the box yet, well, I got them out to have a look at them, see if I could get them done, if I had to do them individually to show you each one, or if it was just more of a case of I could show you one and then the rest of them are pretty much the same with a sort of swap here and there. So tools needed: clippers, most useful tool ever. This is a mold line scraper. Now some people use a hobby knife or a scalpel or something like that. That's fine. I just use this because I prefer this, because I'm clumsy with the knife. I have some sanding sponge. Okay, there are actually 2 lots. I have one that's pretty much brand new and one that's a little bit worn to get, so I don't destroy too much of anything. And it's a plastic kit, so we have plastic glue. Now, as always, we have a look at the sprue first of all. So I'm gonna get the bits out and we'll have a look at it together. Right, so here we are. First thing is, this is an older kit, so it comes with the 2 bases. So the fantasy bases, and it's got the 40k bases. That's actually crazy. That's actually, I love that. Actually, hold on a second, let me show you that. There's 3 bases in there. That's a fantasy. Okay, we don't need those. Keep it to the side. But this is for the 40k stuff. This is actually brilliant. I'm very happy with this straight away. There's 3 models in here, okay? There's 5 bases. They packed this however many years ago with 5 bases in it. So I'm very pleased with that. That gives me an extra 2 bases to mess around with stuff. I don't need these for the second. Put them in there. But because these don't have holes in here, I don't know if the feet, I'd imagine the feet of the Juggernaut is going to be flat. If it is, then great, that's not a problem. But if it's not, I might have to just improvise and try and put them together. Now, let's have a look at these instructions. Because if you remember, the Seeker's instructions were very crazy. Okay. It's pretty much the same as the Seeker one. Yeah, in terms of the layout of the instructions. But these are actually numbered, which is actually good, because the Seekers and the Seeker instructions, they're not numbered. It's just a picture, and that's how it goes. Obviously, there's option for 2. Is that the option for 2, or is there have 2 on them? It might have 2 on him. I'm not sure. But I will admit something to you as well. With the normal blood letters, okay, because the champion's head comes all complete. But with the blood letters, my own blood letters I've already put together many years ago, this bit of the back here, the head, I never put down mine. I just didn't like the look of it and just left it off. Okay, but I'll put them on these guys, not only because they're blood crushers, but just to show you guys so you know. Well, Champion comes with it already. His head's already put together. So, right. Let's have a look at the kit, shall we? Actually, that's pretty good. I can see already. It's pretty good. So there's 3 sprues in this box. Okay. Now this is an old box, but I presume it's the same box. It's just they just got rid of the fantasy bases out of it and updated the instructions. So there's the body of the Juggernaut. Nice and simple. Legs. Nice and easy. Okay. There's the Bloodletter's legs. Body. Back piece. The back piece goes in there. I know that from previous builds. That's the back of the head. Now you can see this little bit here. Yeah. That slots in there. So the tongue comes out through the little gap there. It's not that difficult. I just didn't like the look of it when I put them together. But there's 2 heads. There's chains. There's the top of a standard, which is absolutely fantastic. Because if you have a box of this already and you'll get enough box to add to the unit, you could use this as with the standard into, you know, Chaos Space Marines or something like that. Lovely. There's a weapon arm. There's the arm that holds onto the beast itself. There's the standard pole. That looks like the arm for the standard pole. Now, with this one, you got the one Juggernaut. You got one complete model, okay? But the standard is also here. With the next one, again, it's one complete model, but there's no standard arm. Okay, there are like 2 heads here. There's a head over here. There's 3 heads on this sprue itself, like Bloodletter heads. There's 2 different Juggernaut heads here, and this one is a repeat of the. No, it's not a repeat, is it? Where's the musician? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, there's the musician arm. There's the musician arm there. It's sort of a repeat, but it's not exact repeat. Because there's no musician arm here, but you've got the both, this one and this one, for 2 different models to hold them onto the beast. So I was kind of hoping when I first opened them out of the box, I was kind of hoping that each sprue was one model. So it just makes things a hell of a lot easier. So the first thing we're going to do is actually, I think we need to clip the body of the Juggernaut off first of all. These instructions open again. Yeah, we're going to take the body of the Juggernaut off first because that's the main point. That's pretty straightforward. These 2 pieces, clip these 2 pieces off first. No, you know what? I'm going to clip these 2 pieces off, and I'm going to take the legs out. Okay, and then we'll have a look where we're at then. Right, so I've taken all those pieces up and cleaned them down. I even took the head off and just gave that clean down. You can see these bits on here. They actually go on top of the headpiece there. So I haven't tried not to do anything with them because they're just an absolute so tiny and fiddly, and my hobby hands will just mess it up. Well, I'll end up dropping them. I don't know where to find them. Try and find those small grey pieces of plastic on a grey concrete floor. It's not going to really work. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually put the head together first, which is straightforward. It just goes in like that. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. Obviously this crest sits on top of it all. Okay, something like that. But we'll get to this in a second. First thing we need to do is put those 2 little nooks. These spikes have to go in there. One's very small, the middle one's very small. Hold on. The middle one's very small. Yeah, the one closest to us is the biggest one. So the big one goes in the front, the one goes in the middle. So I'm going to do the middle one first, glue that in, and then glue the big one in. Now I'm going to do it off camera because it's probably going to be a bit of a pain in the backside to hold there for a couple of minutes. There we go. That was a pain in the backside to make sure you put them in the right way as well. Put that let it dry. Now the head's going to go together. Very, very straightforward, very simple. Actually, there's a little nip there. Let me just clean that off. Just so you can see. Right, so now let's get some along the flat edges there, because there's his tongue. That little bit there's his tongue sticking out. She goes on. Come on, there we go. Like that. Nice and easy. So I'm going to leave it to dry because the head goes on after. The crest goes on the head afterwards. Now these guys, straightforward like that. It's easy as that. The first thing we're going to do is just run glue along the edge here. Goes on like that, straightforward as anything. Now with these legs, how do they go? They go on the back there. I think they do, because I think the front ones actually have a little bit that sticks up. So I think that I'll double check what I'm doing here. No, that's the back one. Sorry. Of course, look. There's a little line. There's a little line there, and there's a little groove in there. So that goes on the back there. Slots in like that. So a little bit goes in there. Of course it does. In my infinite, that's me jumping ahead, not looking at the structures properly. Again, this goes in very, very easy. It lines up perfectly and it's very straightforward. There's no, you don't have to worry about how is it going to sit on the base, because it just slots into one spot only. So I'm doing, I brought the camera too close. Let me just adjust that camera. It's better. I brought the camera in close so you can see this guy, and I've got to move it back out. So where I'm here like this, it's actually zoomed in past me. Right, so these guys then, of course, there's me trying to hook it on there, and it actually goes there. Look. Okay, again, very, very simple. It's me just being silly. The funny thing is, you're probably going to spend longer, I know I will, longer cleaning down the bloodletter than I will putting this beast together. It's almost freestanding, so that's a good sign to start with. I think I would probably sort his head out onto his body first of all with his collar. Then I think I'll glue him straight to the base, so there's no messing around. I think that's the best thing for me to do yet. I'm just gonna go off on camera and let it dry for a little bit, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, I'm gonna get his collars off, because on the instructions it's telling me he has 2 collars, number 5 and 6. Okay, there's 2 other collars, one on each of the other sprues. Now, before anyone panics, here's the thing. These ones are the only ones with chains hanging off them. The other ones just have spikes. It's just very, it's the easiest way of doing it. Even though they're on a different sprue. 2 of the spikes on, with chains on, are for the champion. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, and get those ready. Right, so I took both of them off, cleaned both of them down, dry fitted them on, and I was like, that's not right. It's too much. I can't get the head on. What's going on here? I looked at the box art. It's only 1 they have, but they had the option of 2, but it doesn't say that on the instructions. So again, this is why I'm here. So I'm going to go with this one. The head, then sits over the top like that, holds it in place. Yeah. So I'm actually going to glue that on now. Let's go with the glue on here. Get the head on straight away whilst we're already working in this area. Maybe should have glued the head. Maybe should have glued the plate onto the head first of all before I stuck it on here. Don't know. We'll soon see how it works out. That's a bit on straight, doesn't it? Just slot in on nothing. Nope. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Don't know if that's on right. There we go. Now it's on right. So now I have the beastie already. Absolutely easy as anything. So I'm going to just clip this little bit off the bottom of his hoof. Yeah, and then I'm going to glue him to his base. Right, so I've got him on the base there. I actually have the plastic glue lean up against him because he keeps trying to lean that way. I mean, he's stuck to the base, but I just want to leave the plastic glue leaned up against him just to give him that bit extra support whilst the glue cures. So I'm going to leave that for a half an hour or so, and then come back and just start cracking on with the rider himself. Now, the rider himself, I know I actually put the Juggernaut, the Herald, on the Ledger Juggernaut and painted them up a long time ago on the channel. So I know, I know from put Bloodheads together before which way they go. This guy has 2 options. The rider has 2 options with different bits and pieces, different chain arms you can hold on to. He's got different legs, different bodies, different arms. But I didn't count that. Don't hold out different bodies. Let's have a quick check for again. There's one body. Second body there. I think I know what it means. It's only 3 bodies. I know what it means. It means the bodies, the legs, the arms are all interchangeable. I'll show you on here. They're all interchangeable. Okay. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at it wrong again. They're them ones, they're them ones, and you can make either one. But again, the bodies don't really matter. It's just the only thing different between them all is the arms and the head. That's pretty much the only thing that's different. There's a few legs that are different. Just looking, I'm sorry, there's a few legs that are different. Yeah, there's a few legs that are different. Because even on this one, that's number 25. That's number 25. Okay, so it's 28, 29. There's a very few differences. It's the legs, the arms, sword arms. But to me, looking at the image of the sword arms don't look that different. So anyway, I'm going to leave it to dry for 20 minutes or so, and then come back and crack on. Now, as you can see, it's been more than 20 minutes or so. I finished gluing the rest of them together, because I don't really need to show you how to do all the bodies, because there's literally one blood letter on every sprue. Now, as they're flapping around with their legs and arms and all that sort of stuff, I'm saying there is individual bits, but so most of it is the same pieces. All of them have one body. I don't think it doesn't matter which blood letter you put on which beast. Okay, but just you look at there's the body. Okay, let's turn it around this way. Let's see the bottom here. It's just curved. The legs have birds going across the roof. The legs pin into each other, and there's a little groove on the top that then slots into there. I'll show you what I mean in a little bit, but it's very, very simple. What I'm going to do is, this is number 25 body. Okay, so number 25 body with the other pieces that are here. 29, that goes with that. 24 goes with it as well. 23 is the, okay, I see it now. So basically all these pieces here make up one blood letter. Okay, or you can use the body, the back, and the stuff on this side, legs and arm, to make up the blood letter, and the sword arm, sorry, to make up the blood letter. Now I think that sword looks actually a lot better, a bit more mean, a bit more nastier. And his head is here. This is the champion. The reason I know it's champion, look at the top of the head. Horns are lovely, cased in brass metal, not brass metal, but cased in metal. There's a little thing there. You can see the face. Now see, when I've done them on foot, I never used this piece here because I thought it looked mean like that. This piece, this bit of tongue coming through the mouth, which is still good. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it, probably put it together properly and show you that way. So I'm going to snip those pieces off, clean them down, come back to you. Right, so assembling this dude. First thing we're going to do is the head. Simple on the back there. Actually, hold for a second. It's trying to focus on what's behind me, not what's in front of me. Now with this head, you have to slide the tongue through that gap there. Okay, and it just slots in there like that. Yeah, you can't put tongue in the other way, there's no gap at the bottom, it has to go through the mouth. Pain in the backside, but there it is. Next thing to do, we'll take the body, just a little bit down here, we'll just run plastic glue in there. I literally didn't squeeze, I just slid it through, and that goes in there. nice and easy. And then what we're going to do is take the legs, put the glue in there. Don't cover the whole. Don't cover the whole thing with glue. Just that little hole there. Because this then slots in there like that. Because the top half of that is where the body sits into. Yeah. Really see how it goes. And leave them to dry for 5–10 minutes. And then I'm going to come back. How I've just shown you, how I've just put these bits together. You do that with all of them. They're all the same. You know, the components are all the same. You just put them together in the same way. The bodies are designed in a way that, obviously, the legs and the arms go together the same. Legs go together, the head goes together. The body, the spine goes together, but the body is designed in such a way that the arm slots will only slot into a certain way. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it to dry and I'll come back to you in a second. So I glued the first arm on. It is a little bit of a pain in the backside because there's no hole and slot, it's just a groove that's the same. So what we want to do is, can you put it on? Okay, figure out which way it's going to go. You just keep rubbing the plastic glue. You're rubbing the two slots together until it starts getting really tacky. Yeah, and as it starts getting tacky, when I say tacky, I mean what you're doing is heating the glue up on the model and heating up between the two sections. So when you start pushing it together, it will stay. Yeah, but it's not dry, so you can actually check to see if it looks okay or not. It looks pretty much good. But again, because this is plastic, I don't like that little join line. So what I do is I just rub the glue along the edge there. So it seals, it's going to seal it nicely. Now I'm going to sit and leave that to dry for 10 minutes. The only problem with these bodies are not, if it was two bits that slotted into each other, yeah, male and female if you want to call it, that's what most of the bits are called. It's pretty straightforward. I can just keep going one bit after another. Because these aren't like that, you have to sub-assembly bits, you know, head, body, legs, and then start putting them together. So unfortunately, it's only pain in the backside for these guys. If you're putting this kit together, I would probably suggest you doing the blood letter first, because you see how quick and easy the beast is to put together. The blood letter, it's easy to put together. It doesn't take much time, but it's just you're waiting 5–10 minutes for the glue bits to join, to dry enough so you can move to the next piece. That's the last thing you want, and I'm sure many of you would have experienced this when you have something glued, say like these legs, and you're trying to put the next piece on, and the legs just come apart, and then you've got to go all the way back to the beginning again. But anyway, leave it 5–10 minutes, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so then what we do is we take the legs, just run a bit of glue in there. We've got this left long enough, and that will just literally just slot straight in there, like so. Now what I need to do is leave that again for another 5 minutes or so. See, it's starting to come off. No, don't you dare. Yeah, that's all. Not that in. I'm going to sit and hold it, I think. Put you in a second. Right, so now what we're going to do is the head. So that little knobble bit on top, we're just going to glue some glue there. And here's the good thing about the head. There's a little, it shows me a little dip in there that literally just sits and get the angle right. I don't want to grip it too much, so I don't want it to fall apart on me. It's a pain in the backside. And she just sits on there. Like how amazing does that look? Then the most difficult part of this is deciding what juggernaut to put them on. I've gone from this for this bad boy. Okay. This Rinky looks absolutely mean. And he just sits on it like that. So he sees backside later, sees backside down, he's leaning forward. Let me just double check the pose on him, because I'm not knocking the head off. Let me put him down actually, stop stupidness. I'm pretty sure he's literally standing on the back with his hand holding and leaning forward. But let me just double check that pose. Yep, and upon inspecting the model, I've already just a bit of glue there. There's two flat pieces on the inside of his feet. So it does sit like that. He wants to sit, stand, stay, even. Balancing it nice and easy. Just getting those little points of contact. Just make sure it's sticking. That's him done. Champion. Left to dry now. Now, I've actually put the other blood letter together with the exception of the banner arm. Now, this is very difficult to try and clean. As you can see, there's a dirty mould line along there. I'm going to take the blade instead in a second. But it's very hard to clean because of the spikes everywhere and everything else. So let me just give that a quick once over again. Right. The other piece you'll need is this little arm. Now this is the way to do it first of all. Glue this together. Okay. I bet you got the body glued together already, but this is the best way of doing this one. Is just, but I'm not going to glue over. Hold your hands today. Let's glue this together. It's going to be a pain in the backside, not want to stay. So you just warm up the glue by rubbing the two bits together. Just leave that down. And this is the top piece that goes on top of the banner. Maybe I should have done that first. But the banner literally just slides, top of the banner slides in there. Now, that is actually an amazing piece of detail. And again, this is a bit of a pain in the backside to clean because there's so many sharp bits and everything else, and I cut myself so many times. If you've got, say, 2 boxes of these models, and you're putting one together as the way I have with, you know, standard musician, champion, and the other box you're just doing as a normal guys to add to them, so you've got a unit of 6. These type of things would be brilliant on your Chaos Space Marines, or if you know someone who has Chaos Space Marines, these things are brilliant. Even the heads are brilliant. If you can swap the heads onto Chaos Space Marines, it's absolutely fantastic. Some of these arms will be left over as well, because obviously the standard arm is the same size as the sword arm, so he doesn't have a sword arm. But even like this, you could glue this onto a Chaos Space Marine. You might have to trim a little bit of this on the top here, but you can glue that onto a Chaos Space Marine. Put your shoulder pauldron over the top. And these are some big sort of like demon sword. You can convert it on a hero, or you can just put it on your Khorne Berserkers and just run it as a chainsword. But you know, just for your painting, visual looking at it and painting wise on it, it just gives you something else to paint and just really, you know, stands the models out differently and stuff. I mean, there is other stuff on here as well that I'm probably not going to use on these guys. Chains, the little necklace ring, which I didn't even put on the champion. Actually, not going to bother with that. Too fiddly. There's chains with skulls on them. Again, absolutely fantastic for Chaos Space Marines or World Eaters. Or, you know, it's just going to really add to your Chaos Space Marine army as well. Because from what I understand, if I take Abaddon in a Chaos Space Marine force, I can have Aegis of Chaos. Or he has a keyword Aegis of Chaos. So something like that, which means I can take allies and it still keeps the army battle forged. So I can take demons, I can take knights, I can take, you know, Thousand Sons or Death Guard, or which is absolutely fantastic. Which answers the question I had about the Chaos Space Marines I have up on the table there. So it saves me messing around with different bits and pieces. It's just getting that big guy now. But here's an interesting question. What if I had Abaddon in an army, and in the same army list I wanted to take one of the Demon Primarchs, whether it be Magnus, whether it be Magnus, whether it be Mortarion, or even the new big guy, you know, Angron. And I'll show you another little trick here, guys. So, you know, what would happen there? Who would be the warlord? Who would be in charge? Well, I've got a piece of polystyrene, yeah? So I was testing for making dungeon tiles. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom of this standard, because I can't put it down anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it at the bottom. I'm going to push it into there. Why am I doing that? So it's going to sit there and dry, rather than be putting down somewhere and something falls off and there's all silliness going on. Move that over to one side out the way, because here's the rest of the guy all ready to go. So all he needs to put the arm on him. So whilst that's 5-10 minutes for that to dry, I'm going to snip the other guy off and start putting him together. Obviously I don't even show you that because I'm pretty sure the way that the sword arm goes on, yeah, on the champion, show you champion, the way the sword arm goes on him is the same way the musician arm goes on. Exactly the same thing. So I don't need to show you that guy. I'm going to do that off camera, put him together, and put him on his steed or whatever, but put him together anyway. And once I've done that, the standard arm should be dry, so I can just bring it over and show you. Right, so I've got the standard, some glue on it. I'm just going to go for it. Where's he? He should be positioned a bit brisk. Hold on a second. It shouldn't be like that, but it doesn't matter. He can go on like that. I think I know what I've done wrong. I positioned the wrist the wrong way around. That is what has happened. Now it's positioned right. And I have to go off camera and hold this guy together. Right, so it's now correct. Well, it's almost correct. I put the wrist on the wrong way. Should be a bit more around that way. So when the arm goes on, the banner's facing forward, but it doesn't matter. It's done. Let's get the other dude. Let's get him on his steed. This is very fiddly because I don't want to knock that arm at all. He goes on holding onto this side, which is nice. He wants to stay, that is. Now, again, I'm looking for points of contact. Which is obviously this section here, just suck it up with there. Just a little bit in there, just put that on. Back leg. That's him done. So he has to sit there and dry now. So the banner's meant to be the other way around. Look at the box art. Where are we? Yeah, the banner's meant to be facing forward. But I still think that looks fantastic. Because that just looks like he's charging along and he's got the banner up in the air. So now I need to just finish off gluing the musician. Let me just quickly show you this. Here's the musician arm. Just a simple arm that goes on. Instead of the sword, it's the musician. When we're looking at the box art on this guy and the layout of the body and the legs, he actually is leaning forward on the steed. But anyway, I'm going to finish putting him together, put him on his steed and bring you back in. I'm just going to show you this because there's a bit of a pain in the backside of this guy. He's meant to glue onto the collar itself. Point of contact would be the wrist there and the bottom of his feet. Apart from that, they're all done. So I will bring you down and show you some really pretty pictures. But if you've enjoyed this video, find it helpful in any way, please guys, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, because it actually helps the channel in such a big way and really, you know, brightens my day when I see new subscribers joining. Guys, until next time, take it easy. I'm going to show you some pretty pictures now, but until next time, take it easy, guys.